Hey y'all, we are here. hmm What's going on, everybody? Shout out to y'all. Please make sure you're coming into the video. You are indeed liking up the video as you come on in for us to chat about our more recent episode of Love Island USA. Another episode in the Casa, honey. Casa Amor. All I can do is all I can really do is laugh. All I could do is laugh. Right? Let me say this. We already got into this in the previous video where I let you guys know, like, listen, for me, I ain't really feeling the cast no more. I'm just not. So I started to release my attachment on who was going to go home next. Right? So we're going to get into it. But I will say this, when it comes to Olandria, as much as I adored my girl, shoulder shrug. Shoulder fucking shrug. But I don't know if you guys stayed around to the very end when they did that plot twist, okay? They did do a plot twist at the end, and I just want to go ahead and just, this is a recap. So we're gonna recap the episode, and I'm gonna go ahead and start off at the top, and then we're gonna make our way down to the bottom. So, Elon, I think that's how you say his name, but it's not like Elon Musk, but I guess it's pronounced the same way with an A. So Elon and Sierra are talking, and while he's talking, of course, he's talking about his interest in her and stuff like that. And he feels like Iris and her are more like, I guess, his type or whatever. And he also talks about how the fact that I guess he's a Leo. So a lot of, I guess, Libras click well with each other, the Leos and I guess, like, I don't know. I mean, I've never dated a Libra, but okay. He says that's his green light. So congratulations to them. Now, he did say that he just ended a relationship at the end of last year, and he's at a place where he feels like his life is a bit stable right now. So he's ready to jump back out there so that he can get to know more people or whatever. So they had a really good chat. And I really love the fact that Sierra was open to having this conversation with him. But Sierra, come here, get it together and straighten up. Stand up. Cause bitch, you over there doing all this hooping and hollering. Ooh, let me not act like Huda. I'm sorry, I don't want to act like a Huda rat. Excuse me, let me not call you no BIT. Excuse me. Girl, stand up. Okay? Stand up. Hello. Because you over there worried about that man. That man is not thinking about you. Okay? Do what you need to do, girl. Anywho, I did appreciate that she was being open. She got on my nerves at some point in the episode, but it's all good. So they did talk about needing independence in a relationship, though, because y'all know Nick needs a lot of attention. But I think she might be. I feel like she was saying that she didn't need to be up under her man all the time, but it also gives that you do be wanting to be up under your man all the time at the same time. But anyway, they talked about independence in a relationship and not needing a person but wanting a person or whatever. So it's cool. Zach and Iris have a chat. Y'all, she asked this man, what does he do? Or tell me about yourself. He was like, tell you about myself. I live with my brother. Yep. I live with my brother currently right now. And I'm like, bro, what you do? What you do? What you do for a living? Like, what you up to? What you do? Like, is it some type of secret, top secret project or something that you do and you just can't let that? Do you work for the government? Are you FBI? Okay, what is it? What's going on? Because he didn't tell us that, and they also didn't tell us that when they were giving everybody's bios when we got a chance to meet the person. They skipped all over what it is that he does. So I'm inclined to believe that Zach ain't got no job. Okay, he ain't got. That's what I'm thinking. But anywho, y'all let me know for the people that done dug deep enough. Okay, if you've dug deep enough, let me know what he do for a living. So, he didn't tell her right out the gate, about himself. I personally felt because, and maybe that was editing, right? But number one, he didn't tell her where he worked. He said that he didn't live alone, and then he put the conversation back onto her in so many words. You know what I'm saying? So she pretty much carried the conversation. Like, I don't know if this is the match, but I guess it's cool for the moment. At least Iris is getting along with somebody that has some things in common. So where I don't believe she lives alone and she has no desire to really live alone either because she feel like she may be bored. So I'm like, okay, I guess they're clicking off of that. He hates to cook. She loves to cook. Okay, cool. Now back at the villa, Austin is showing the lizard to Jaden, the lizard that he ended up catching, right? And they're chatting, and then TJ stops to chat with Grayson. They're having small talk. It wasn't really giving much. TJ really trying to get in where he fit in, and the best person for him to get in with where he fits in is with the woman that nobody else seems to be interested in. So that's with her. I think that, I mean, it worked out for her. Huda and JD. So she talks about being a mom and dating, and how dating isn't a problem for her for real. She says if she's dating you though, she is dating to marry, because that person she's gonna marry gonna be the father of her future kids. So JD says having a child isn't an issue for him. He's dated a mom before, from my understanding, and he just feels like as long as the relationship is easy and good and healthy in so many words, then everything's all good. So Huda talks about her being a lover girl, and she doesn't fake things, and she wears her emotions on her sleeves, pretty much, or on her face, really. Okay, what she thinking in her head gonna show on her face. So they both admit that they're kind of crazy, but he says that he's more crazy on like an adventurous side. But I felt like he was kind of trying to hint at the fact that he could get a little crazy in the bedroom. That's what it was given to me when he was talking to Huda, because Huda was like, "Hold on, ease back off my on my girl, like go easy on her just a little piece." So I feel like that's what he was talking about. Um, so yeah, I think that for Huda at this time, I think she may like him for the moment. I do believe we may be getting more bombshells in or whatnot, but yeah, I don't know if she's all in just yet. I really don't think she really cared or was bothered that he was talking to Amaya for real. So I don't know if that's just her still trying to get familiar with the connection or what. But I mean, I guess it's cool for now. But I can appreciate the pace though, versus her trying to take a pace like she did with Jeremiah and just going all in and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just Blue Ivy, girl. Hold what you got. Hold what you got. All right. Um, Anywho, so she, they're having a good conversation for the most part. She does talk about how she gets in her head and she wonders about whether or not people are going to like her. And then she goes on to say that it doesn't matter. And I'm like, girl, listen to that. Listen to yourself, okay? Because a lot of us don't really like you. We don't, okay? But we don't matter because we don't live our life with you. So yeah, go off of your own brain, all right? So he says that she has a I don't give a F mindset. Okay. Shout out to the people in the chat. Okay. We have about 300 people in the chat. We would like for the likes to match. So if you guys could just come in and make sure you're liking up the video, that would be awesome. Thank you guys so much. So he says that she has a I don't give a fuck mindset, but then he also goes in the confessional and he says that, she took on some accountability for her actions, meaning the actions that he saw displayed on the show. And I said, well, wait a minute, JD, no, come back, because it's JD is giving just doing shit, because that's what it seems like you're doing in this mode. You're just talking, right? I'm confused. What are you saying? Did she take accountability or does she have a I don't give a fuck mind? So which one is it? Because I feel like if you got a I don't give a fuck, then it's not accountability attached to it. Okay, you just be saying, you just be doing shit. That's your problem, but it's okay. All right. So Sierra is still thinking about Nick. She's still thinking about Nick, and if he in the bed with somebody else, girl, whatever is worse, that's what he doing. Yes, assume he in the bed. Are you laying next to somebody? He laying next to somebody too. Like, girl, come on. So Nick is more interested in Jaden. It seems. She says the conversation didn't flow as consistently. I think yes. I think we're back in the other villa. So Nick is talking about uh no, Jaden is talking about Nick. Of course, Nick is interested in Jaden, but Jaden does have a conversation with someone where she says the conversation didn't flow as consistently with Austin as it does with Nick. But I think that I could have got my notes out of order because that was more so towards the I think the end of the episode when they said that, right before recoupling time frame. So when she said that, I was just thinking like, if he talked too much, is he trying to control the conversation because he's a manipulator? Because that's what I'm hearing. But either way, so Taylor says that he feels like he's cheating, sleeping next to Simone. No. Wait a minute. So that part wasn't right before elimination. That was right before they was getting ready to go to bed when Jaden said that. So anywho, Taylor said that he is feeling like he's cheating, sleeping next to somebody, right? And I thought that was interesting, considering the fact that Olandria also said something about cheating, right? She's like, if he over there cheating, so it made me think, what conversations are they having that we're not seeing, right? I mean, did y'all say something about this? Like, we ain't locked in and we ain't closed off, but you can't be cheating type. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's basically when they say get to know people respectfully in so many words. So let's get to the next morning at Casa Amor. So JD brought breakfast for Huda and for Amaya. Amaya says that she had a good combo with Zach and she wants to talk to more of the guys today because y'all know she's on the chopping block. She only has like 24 hours before she knows what it's going to be. So the Casa guys, they chat, and Shelley and Elon, we learned, chatted for about 2 hours. Now, of course, we saw them chat, but it seems like when everybody went to bed, they stayed up for about 2 hours still talking. I feel like that's a big deal. I like him. I feel like he does stimulate her mentally in ways that I feel Nick does not. And I want her to continue to remain open to this connection that she has with Elon. I think he might be more her stilo. I really do. I don't know what it is about Nick, but I mean, I like him. I like him so far. So then Zach is like, it's too soon to cuddle with someone, but also says that he doesn't want it to take a week because remember, Olandria told him that it took her about a week before her and Taylor to even kiss. That's how slow it is that she moves, right? And he's like, I don't have a week. I'm like, do you not have a week? Because she said everybody was coming back to the villa. So you must be coming back, right? But anywho, um, I did put in bold letters in my notes. I said, if Olandria goes home, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that if she goes home because the energy was definitely giving closed. It was not giving open at all. The same reasons that Shelley said y'all used to try and say that Hannah should have went home because she wasn't fully being open to the process, and then you get over there to Casa and you didn't seem to be open like that. Like, yeah, she's had conversation with the guy, but it was also giving off an energy of like, this is as far as it's gonna go. This as far as like, don't even try to like, this as far as it's gonna go. We're gonna have a little small talk. We cool, like it's good. Like it ain't nothing like that because I'm still trying to be back with the dude that I was in the villa with. Okay, so then Amaya pulled JD for a chat, y'all. The Huda rats, y'all finna be mad. The Huda rats, y'all finna be mad. Okay, I really like this conversation that JD and Amaya had with each other. I really did. I don't know. As we progress forward, do y'all think that Amaya might end up snatching JD from Huda? I don't know. But anyway, I really like this conversation. This was to me the most successful conversation that Amaya has had since she's been in the villa, period. And it wasn't so much as how her crying, it was how he responded to it. So she talks about not being understood, and she says, I'm not clingy, but I do love physical touch, and I love quality time. I love to, cuddle and all of those things. And she says she needs someone that understands her in different ways that everyone else can't understand. I say that is exactly what you need, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's what you need. So JD says he saw her in her genuine energy, and when he first talked to her, and she says he said when he first talked to her, he saw her genuine energy, and then he says that he feels like she's passionate about things, right? And that's what makes her genuine. So she gets emotional because it's Huda rats. Somebody say Huda what? Huda rats. That's the fan base. That's their name. And don't wear it out. I'm gonna wear it out though. Okay, this they name. But anywho, so JD, she's getting emotional because this is the first time that she like, dang, like somebody, is like being a bit gentle with me. You know what I'm saying? Not being rude, not right out the gate trying to tell me their boundaries and push me off and do all of this. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice. She was like, I know you may think that I'm crazy, because I'm sitting up here crying or whatever. He says, no. He says, you don't have to do all that around me. Pretty much, you don't have to apologize for your emotions. And I said, come on, I'm here for that in this moment. Okay, I love that moment. She needed to hear that from a man, right? And I think he may be Dominican too, he said. Y'all correct me in the comments. I really think he said he's Dominican, but it's like he's Dominican, she's Dominican. If he is Dominican, and she needed to hear that. And even if he wasn't Dominican, it's just the fact that the guys that she's trying to connect with back in the villa have made her feel like she's too much just off of trying to have a conversation. Right. And I really liked how JD handled that with her, which is, I mean, I don't know. JD about been through a whole lot of stuff. Okay. He about to went through a whole lot of stuff with different type of women. So you know how to handle different type of emotions and all of that, which is why him deciding to choose, Puerto Rican. Thank you guys so much. Which is why when I think when he chose Huda, it wasn't something that he couldn't handle, as far as her getting in her emotions and stuff. Now keep in mind, that don't mean he want to deal with it. Okay? He might be able to check her in ways that Jeremiah couldn't. He might be a bit more direct and passive. All right? I didn't call you out your name. Don't talk to me like that. Okay? So, yeah, but all in all, I love it. I really wanted him to stand up. I wanted him to say, I was like, please stand up, because I know some people feel like they may see the connection with Zach and Amaya, and I really don't. I, I didn't see the connection with Zach and anybody there. Zach, Olandria, nope. And it didn't change with Amaya. Yeah, y'all kissed each other, but he always gives a vibe of hesitancy. And I truly feel like he was more connected to Olandria in all honesty, because they related on so many things together. But at the same time, I do feel like he ended up choosing Amaya because she was single and he didn't have to worry about kind of being in limbo with her already having feelings for somebody else. Whereas Amaya don't got that. Right. So I feel like that's the reason he really chose her. But uh back at the villa, now this is just my personal, okay? I think Jaden is so cute. To me, I think she's so cute. And I really don't want her with Austin. At that time, I was like, I don't want her with Austin. I also don't want her with Nick. And I would love for her to have stepped up and got with TJ. That's just what but it's some about Austin that she likes. So TJ talks with Vanna and asks about her parents, and of course she's close to her parents. And I said, ma'am, I need you to not be so close to that contour brush. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but you have to slow down. I don't know what it is. I need you to not be so close to the damn tanning spray. Okay. You need to ease back just a bit. And, I don't think that you're a ugly girl. I think that she's pretty in my personal. I just don't think that she needs all that extra stuff to enhance her features, because she's already cute to me. Right. But all that extra contouring down the nose and this and that, it's not. What are we doing? And that's the problem with y'all young ass, okay? Let's be clear. That's the problem with a lot of y'all young kids. Y'all be so ready to look a decade older. And I'm not understanding. Okay? You should enjoy being you say you 21, stay there. Okay? Everybody can't get to Kylie Jenner. And even with her, she looking older than what she is. Because of the work she done did. Like, slow down. Okay, just doing too damn much to her face. But anywho, so he talks about his dad and stuff, and the 13 years, the daddy 13 years older than the mama. You know, TJ, this would get on my nerves with you just a little bit. And I don't know why I was like irritated for hearing this story the second time. I'm like, he is being a new person, Jay. Like, he mean a new person. So of course he's gonna say some of the stuff that he's already said. But I'm kind of like, you sounded like your life's goal is to let your daddy see you have children and achieve certain things. Like, all for your dad. Like, that's on your daddy. He the one that chose to have you at an older age. Like, why are you putting all that extra weight on you? Like, why are we talking about this again? Just a little piece. So the fact that we was talking about it again, I just felt like it holds a lot of weight, in his heart, very heavy. And that would be annoying for me. Yeah, okay. But anywho, so Coco pulls Ace for a chat and she's like, hi, handsome. Hi. So he tells her she looks gorgeous. And I said, yes, Coco is absolutely gorgeous. Okay. I will definitely get her that. For me, it is Jaden and it is Coco out of the girls. Okay. Now, is she really holding against Shelley? A little piece. A little piece. Just a little piece. But the reason why I'm not gonna get her the whole thing is because of that makeup. See, y'all came in and y'all just put the powder, caked it on, right? Shelly don't really need makeup. It's given naturally, don't need to do too much to my features. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do a little piece of concealer here, maybe a little tint. That's what y'all need to be using out there in Villa. Out there in the Villa, okay? Out there in Fiji, because it seems like it's just hot as hell. Okay. I think y'all should just do, instead of doing all the foundation and stuff, just do like a cute skin tint or something. But super cute girl. Don't get it twisted. I think Coco is very beautiful. Um so what else? So anywho, did y'all notice she asked him about, are you a morning person? And he was like, no. And she was like, I knew it. And she touched him twice. I said, now see, had that been Amaya, had that been Amaya, you would have told her to get her hands up off you. You would have looked at her like, the hell you think you doing? You would have gave her that look. Okay, but I guess if it's somebody you halfway interested in, it's okay for her to put her hands on you. All right. So, anywho, they have small talk and they learn that they have some type of artistry in common. I think he likes to spray paint or something, and she likes to do some type of art. So they're connecting there, right? She asked if he dates multiple people at a time, or at least at the same time, and then he says that if he's exclusive with you, then he gonna make sure that that's known or whatever. And she said that when it comes to dating, she's trying to date like Huda. Okay, she dating to marry. She ain't got time to be playing these games. And he said understood. It seemed like he was on the same page as her. I don't know, Ace. I just feel like that's all you've been doing in the village, playing damn games. But all right. So, Zach and Olandria. So he asked her about where she would want to raise her kids. And of course, she's from Alabama. And she said right now, I believe she's living in Texas. So she likes that. She would relocate, but she like to stay in the South. And girl, I feel you on that with the weather and everything. Because BITCH, I'm not going up north. My blood ain't built like that long term up north. Okay. I'm just not built like that in the wintertime. So I feel you, girl, on being down to the South. Now she says being from Alabama, she loves soul food. That's her favorite thing. I felt like in that scene, Olandria looked so pretty when she was just sitting up there talking to him. I was like, oh girl, yes, you look so cute. So he says that he wishes he would have kissed her yesterday. And she said, oh yeah. She's like, well, hopefully we get to kiss in the challenge. She said, well, what about outside the challenge? She said, oh no, slow down. Okay. Slow down, sir. That's not what we do over here. Okay. This is giving every bit of classy base. And I'm trying to have respect for the man that I got over there. But even at the same time, I'm not that type of BIT. I don't do those type of things like in real life. So I just want to make sure that I'm remaining an authentic person, true to myself, and I really don't want to come up here faking and acting like I'm somebody that I'm not. Like that's not me. So if you think you're gonna get my lips, that's dead. We're not doing that. And you know what? I can't even be mad at her for that. I can't even be mad at her for not wanting to put her lips on that man. I felt like, you know what? Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. That's fine. Okay. If you ain't want to do it, cool. All right. I feel like that may be a thing that the producers put in the people's ear when you go and have a chat. Go and have a chat. And then ask them for a kiss. Make sure when you're in the scene that you get a kiss from that person, okay? I'm like, do they get some Chuck E. Cheese tokens or something when they get kisses? Like, what? Because every time people ever sit down, it's always some, can I get a kiss? Oh, we didn't kiss outside the challenge. Is it possible we can, I didn't get a chance to kiss you in that challenge, so I wanted to see if I can get my kiss now. That's why I be looking so damn awkward. My girl Iris didn't know what the hell to say. How do I say this? Do you kiss people on the first date? Like, what's like, huh? Then you got Jaden. No, what's his name? Jalen. I ain't really get a chance to kiss you. I ain't want to put you through all of that with too much going on. So I just want to see God get my kiss right now. Like, what? Why do we? Let's just let this flow naturally, please. Then you got my girl Amaya looking crazy. Oh, can I get a kiss? Like what? Then she meet him again. Yeah, I like another kiss. Like what? Do y'all are y'all getting tokens or something to go outside the villa to spend y'all money on y'all days off? Like what the fuck? Like why are we? It's so awkward. It's so awkward. Like slow down, please. Anywho, so he says he wouldn't put her through that, and I was chuckling. You was ready to put her. You was ready to take her down through there. Right? Until she shut you down. And then now you want to sit up there and say you want to put her through it. And she said, you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate you respecting boundaries because, a lot of men don't, baby. When I tell y'all, I was loving everything about Orlandria in that sit down. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Taylor don't deserve her. Girl, you need a big dog. Like, you give big mama energy, you need a big dog. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. I need you to go find Jalen outside the village. Just what it is for me, girl. Y'all gonna have to rekindle, figure this thing out because Yes. All right. So anywho, so Taylor chats with Clark, and Taylor talks about missing his family, missing his horses and stuff, and she talks about how much she likes animals and how she wanted to be a vet and then she wanted to be a groomer and all of that or whatever. It didn't really work out. Meanwhile, you got Ace and Nick over there spying. Girl, they stay in other folks' relationship, don't it? But listen, let me get them a little piece of grace. The grace is the fact that you ain't got else to do in the villa but do that. For real, for real. Okay. So they over there watching him. And he over there being all happy. So I was like, oh, he's smiling real hard. I said, yeah, but when Jeremiah was over there smiling hard, y'all wasn't talking that same y'all was on some fuck. That's what y'all was on. When he was over there smiling hard and hee hee ha ha, you couldn't take it. But now you want the best for Taylor. You want everything to work out for Taylor, regardless of whether Olandria is here or not. Like, go ahead. So Ace says he really wants the best for him, and he just he'll hate to see him like in a bad situation or whatever. And so he says he and Olandria pretty much left off in a really good place. And Ace asks Nick, who you think is a better fit? And here go Nick. Here go Nick. Nick said, I love Olandria, but I have to say, it seems like he likes Clark a lot. He's smiling super hard, and I'm really here. I'm here for that. Basically, he liked Clark more with Taylor more than Olandria because of what it appears that Clark is bringing out. Because obviously, he's attracted to her. When I tell y'all the way that Taylor has consistently looked these ladies in their eyes, in a way that, but you know what I just thought about y'all? Maybe Olandria intimidates him. Granted, we do know that he said that he wasn't physically attracted to Olandria at that time. I don't know. Producers may be missing things. Maybe Taylor has grown to, be attracted to her, but she might intimidate the fuck out of him. Because, like I told y'all, she gives Big Mama energy for sure. And he gives little boy energy up there dancing like this on the I was like, cut, cut. Cut the cameras, dead ass, like okay. So yeah, I think he may be intimidated by Olandria. That may be why he don't look at her eyes. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Y'all let me know your thoughts. So anywho, Nick says that no. So Clark sees a mosquito and Taylor trying to grab the mosquito. So she over there thinking that the mosquitoes are coming to her because she smell good. And this boy gonna say, you sure? You sure it ain't because you stink? I said, I know he didn't. I know he didn't. But I thought that was too funny. I'm like, that's the first time you've been funny, Tay Tay. That's the first time we're getting a piece of sense of humor, and I'll take it. All right. Anywho, we do see him in the confessional too, though, and he does talk about how he misses Olandria, and I don't know. Maybe he do like her. Maybe he's grown to like her, or maybe it's a situation. Y'all know how old girl withdrew herself. Sierra withdrew herself from Nick, and then Nick wanted more of her. When you don't have that person around, then it might make you miss them more. But I just felt like the way I saw Taylor talk about Olandria in that confessional to me just seemed different than any other time. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. So Ace and Nick say they never seen Taylor smile as much since the first day in the villa. I'm like, yeah, I can't disagree. So Austin and Jaden talk, and I hate seeing these two chat. I really don't like seeing Austin and Jaden talk. I don't, because I find myself like, okay, Austin, I find myself liking it a bit, but I don't like you. Okay, I don't like you. Right? But at the same time, it's like good for you. But no, it's not good for you because you've overstayed your damn welcome. And I'm trying my best not to forget. Okay? You have skipped, baby, you are like a cat with 9 lives. Seriously. Because I don't know how he keep missing that elimination. But anywho, yes. I be finding myself like I be feeling both ways. Must be two sides. Anywho, so Sierra and Huda. So Huda chat about being worried for Amaya. See, this is what Sierra said. She said she was worried for Amaya because of the 24-hour decision that has to be made. So Sierra tells Huda about this scenario, like, girl, what if JD is like, feeling Amaya, and then he ends up choosing her, and then that leaves you back on the chopping block single. Then what now? What is that gonna look like? And Huda like, girl, I don't know, BIT. It won't be something that I ain't used to and that I haven't been down the road for. So I mean, I guess I have to deal with it when it comes, really. Okay. And I said, yes, that's exactly how I've been wanting it to play out. 1000%. Absolutely. So then Sierra says that she doesn't like it. Olandria tells them about her talk with Zach and him wanting to kiss, but she's not like that. And Sierra said, you know what? I get it. And I really appreciate you for being open because, it helps me to be more open as well. She says she does a lot of comparing of Nick and Elon, but I feel like you kind of should a little bit, not so much as compare, but I guess like weigh out your options. Basically, you should at least weigh out your options, not so much as compare. But I think that's going to be a natural thing. But I don't know. I feel like what would make Sierra stay with Nick is her feeling loyal to him because honestly, she was kind of there from the beginning, wasn't she? Like one of the first bombshells or the first bombshell to come in. So she has been there for a minute. So I do understand there being a connection, no matter how much I may dislike it. But I don't know. I just think she may stay for loyalty and the fact that she gave him the third degree about not being locked in. And then he told her he was invested in her. So maybe she'll feel guilty moving on, knowing that he said, I'm invested in you. I don't know, but I like Elon a lot. So Casa and the villa get a text, and they learn that it's gonna be a recoupling, and if you're left single, then you're gonna be vulnerable, and you likely gonna be getting hell out the island. Okay, so Love Island USA put a disclaimer up about people understanding that these folks are real people. And when they get their pages back and stuff, they're gonna see all these little hateful comments and messages and threats and all of this stuff. And it should never get that serious when it comes to a television show for people that do not know you. Okay? You probably two paychecks from homeless, and these people cannot help you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you can't talk about it because I'm gonna do what I do anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go to nobody's page and harass them and get all in their DMs and this and that. And I'm just like, it's just getting crazy out here. The more viewers you get, the more crazier it gets. I'm like, girl, y'all about to run our show into the damn ground. Scoot back. Scoot back. You need to be sending that stuff down to the White House if that's how you feel. Okay, send it down there to your senator or whoever else making these damn decisions and all of that stuff. Okay, matter of fact, send some letters asking for forgiveness or some over there overseas or something so they don't blow us the fuck off the map. I don't know, but find something else to do with your time. Okay, don't be down there and no folks. They getting stressed the hell out in the villa, then they gotta come out and be stressed the hell out about y'all. I can't. Okay, just ease back off the folks. So I said, it's outrageous if they had to have Ariana say something to y'all during the after sun, and not y'all, but them had to say something during after sun, and then they had to literally put a disclaimer up before they move to the next portion of the episode. I said, yeah, y'all getting out of hand. Okay. So Amaya pulls Zach for a chat and she says she doesn't want to be too pushy and feels like she can be herself with him. And Zach says that he likes how she is, but he does have a lot of similarities with Olandria. And so she said this kind of irked me a little bit because of how she went in asking for a kiss and how she wanted one more kiss. It was like she cut him off in the middle of what he was trying to say so that she can hurry up and get a kiss from him. And this be the stuff that make me think, what kind of tokens do y'all get from production? Cause and again, I have to go back to that show. What is it called? The Millionaire Show. I believe it's on Netflix or something like that. To be a millionaire or whatever it is, mystery millionaire. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they're given tasks that they have to complete within a certain amount of time. And that is how the kissing be. It's like they told her she had to get a kiss within the first 5 minutes of sitting with the man. It was just real awkward. Like she just cut him off and everything. It was just too much. So, anywho, he wants her to keep it a secret, but he didn't keep it a secret. It didn't, girl. So Taylor and Coco chat, and he tells her that he had a talk with Clark, and it went really good. And she asked about his coupling with Olandria and asked him if he missed her or whatever. And he was like, yeah, but I don't know what she's doing over there. So I'm just trying to really focus on what's happening over here and be fair and get everybody time, get to know some other people and just enjoy the experience, right? So that's what it is that he says. Um, Meanwhile, back at Casa, Sierra over there emotional. She down there crying, emotional, and she was overwhelmed or whatever. And I just felt like you're really overwhelmed about what Nick is doing. You're not so much as overwhelmed over the recoupling and you going home, because believe it or not, a lot of these islanders do be thinking they safe and they ain't. But I think she was just worried about, oh my God, who is Nick going to be sleeping next to? Oh my God, who is Nick going to be coupling up with? Them pillows, because his ass got kicked out the villa. And I cannot wait to see her reaction when she finds out he's not there. Right? Can't wait to see that reaction. They be sending these people through an emotional roller coaster for real. So she confirms that, when she went to the confessionals, that she was really worried about him being with somebody else. So Shelley does go to check on her. And oh, I said I wanted her to let him go, but of course that's easier said than done. She's sick over this recoupling because she know he's gonna be with somebody else. Nick and Jaden go to the pool, y'all, and when they go to the pool, I said, "Damn, this the first time that I think I done seen the pool." I said, "I don't think I've seen nobody sit at this pool this entire season." So that was cool. They went, sat at the pool, had some small talk or whatever. He says in his confessional that he knows Jaden has feelings for him. Q Sierra. You what? And then I'm looking like she only been in there for about 30 hours at this point. How you know she got feelings already? What kind of feelings do we speak of? Are they in the room? Are they in the pool with y'all? Okay. So, anywho, he is really interested in her when it comes down to the recoupling. And I think Nick was really leaning on his handsomeness, because Nick is attractive, model type, right? I think he was leaning on the fact that he looks, in his eyes, better than Austin. He's the cool kid. So I feel like he really thought he had this in the bag when it came to Jaden. He thought he was the man when he walked through. Yeah, walk through the villa as they kicked you the hell out. Yes, that's the man. Yes, okay. Because regardless of what car you hopped in, you still got out on that night. Okay. So anywho, so it's time for the nighttime, and Taylor enjoyed his talk with Clark more than he did Coco. Coco talking about she conflicted. Nick says this is his first time being on a chopping block. Ace tells him that he isn't on the chopping block because she's feeling him. Do y'all hear how a person talk when they really think they got it in the bag? This is how you know throughout the entire time he's been here, he's been in charge of the girls and the guys. He felt that comfortable, baby. So then Jaden says that she is much more attracted to Nick than Austin, but there's still a bit of uncertainty when it comes to Nick. Keep in mind, once again, yes, I think typically Jaden would have chosen Nick, but also understands, I personally feel it has something to do with Jeremiah. But aside from that, right, put him to the side. Nick is coupled up with Sierra, a person that he said that he was invested in. So maybe she wants to start a fresh connection with a person similar to Zach that's not really coupled up with nobody with no invested feelings. So maybe that has something to do with it. Shelley and Olandria talk, and she talks about how she misses Ace, but she's really liking Chris. And she didn't realize how much similarities they got, but they do. Okay. Height might be a difference, but other than that, they got a lot of things in common. And she has to start thinking about what's going to happen when she leaves the villa. And when she says this, I said, do the girls not know that everybody is going over to the villa? Because we saw Ariana tell that to the guys, but I don't remember her telling that to the girls. So I don't know if the girls know. Zach tells JD about the kiss that he shared with Amaya, but told her to keep it quiet. That actually pissed me off, right? First of all, you told him about it. It's a few things. You told him about it, but you told her to keep it quiet. And then, second, you told her to be quiet. And I'm like, why would you, or not so much as you told her to be quiet, but you told him. And I feel like JD did not choose Amaya or was not going to take it there because he may be thinking that y'all have a stronger connection if y'all kiss more than once. So I'm like, damn, you done fucked up the thing. Shut up. So anywho, Amaya does go on to tell Olandria, though, out of respect, to give her that heads up to let her know, like, hey, I've been vibing with this guy. We did have a quick kiss. I thought that was nice of Amaya. I don't think that Amaya really owed Olandria that, in my opinion, considering the fact that that's not really somebody that she is like has feelings for or coupled up with like that. But it was good to let her know so that if she were to get eliminated, you would see, you would know. You know what I'm saying? So Olandria talks about how she's anxious and she doesn't know what the possibilities could be. So Ace wants Taylor to be his natural self, whether Olandria is there or not, and don't want him to feel like he has to change his natural self. What is his natural self? Okay. Anywho, the pep talk for Taylor is crazy. But everything that Jeremiah presented, y'all want him to do all kind of twists and turns, huh? So Austin asks Jaden where his head is, and I'm sorry, where her head is, and then she says that she's keeping him guessing. Pretty much, she keeping him guessing. She said that she like him and she like Austin. She not giving it up. So Taylor compliments Clark, telling her how cute she looked, and she over there wearing his favorite color. I said, now did he do that to Olandria? Maybe he did, but I feel like he was a little more excited when you said it to Clark, though. But anyway, so Nick tells Jaden he has and have a great relationship with Sierra, and he is giving the girl he wants 100% of him. And if it doesn't work out, then that's fine. So he tells her that she's always been his number one since day one, since he took the blindfolds off. And she tells him that she has a strong connection, so she just don't know. Okay, she has a strong connection with him, but she just don't know what she gonna do, right? I don't know why I feel like Nick was running a little piece of game right there, but anywho, so we get to the fire pit, and Amaya stands in front of the fire pit over there in Casa, and the boys who have a better connection with Amaya, they were told, versus their current coupling, stand up. Zach stands up. We all knew. I felt like Zach's facials was giving it away that he was gonna stand up for Amaya anyway. The way he was looking down to the side, looking at people and stuff like that. Like I'm like, boy, just stand your ass. Just get up. Damn, stand up with your dramatic self. So he gets up, and we not surprised. Olandria wasn't. She wasn't finna let him cuddle up under her and do all of that, get physical with her like Amaya was. On top of that, she's connected to somebody else. So he had a really easy decision. I personally feel for him. He knew what he was trying to do. So Zach says that girl, this was crazy. So all the girls over there getting their they getting their on, just crying and stuff. And he just bust out and start talking, and they like, hold on a second, like be quiet or whatever. And he was like, no, I feel like the villain, so he wanted to automatically go in and explain himself because he feels like the villain for breaking up a sisterhood and all of this other stuff. Well, listen, and I think Shelley tried to tell him it wasn't his fault. Like at the end of the day, the sisterhood was gonna be broken up either way because somebody had to go home. So it is what it is. I understand him wanting to like clear that up, but it's all good. Olandria says that she and Taylor will find their way back to each other. She said, "Trust me, I will get my cowboy." I said, "I hope not that one." But okay. But if y'all do, then maybe, just maybe, it's supposed to be. If y'all do. All right. So Olandria is sent home, and I said I'm not mad about it. Love you, girl. Was gonna carry you all the way to the end, but oops, oops. All over a piece of Taylor, a piece of Taylor. Anywho, so everybody's in tears, and she was being so strong not to cry until she got in that dressing room. And she kind of shared a little bit of tears when they said, "You're so strong." She said, "All my life I've had to be strong." And I felt that. I don't know if nobody else felt that, but I felt that. And that, just knowing that all your life you had to be strong, I about would have teared up too. Okay, especially if you feel like you probably have been often getting the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And then, she also hinted at her mom being a single mom. So her being the older child, she's had to like show up in a certain role for her siblings and stuff like that. Like she's carried a lot of weight and things. And so I was like, girl, I felt that when she said that. Okay. And I appreciate everybody surrounding her and hugging her in that moment. So Shelley is really tore up because what I noticed, Shelley has conversations with the other ladies, but I feel like it's not like she does with Olandria. Like that's her girl. She stuff that she really can confide in Sierra about. She'll pull Olandria all the way over to the side just to talk to her. She pulled chats with Olandria, like that's her girl. So she cried so bad. She was so hurt when she was standing up there at the when Olandria was standing up there getting ready to leave. Shelly ran back up there to hug her. I was like, "Oh girl, I'm so sorry, love. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, love. But y'all ain't got that much longer to go." Y'all will be out real soon, okay? So back at the villa, TJ stands. So it's the guys' turn to do their thing. TJ stands up, and we already knew TJ wasn't going nowhere, and that Vanna was gonna stand up. Vanna was real happy to stand up and choose him. Okay, so she can feel like she coupled up just in case they do any other twist. She already got her person for now. Ace is now vulnerable because she was partnered with Ace, and then he's now having to wait for a girl to stand up for him. And Coco over there looking at Taylor like, I hate to do it to you, but I gotta get up and go stand by Ace. And that's what she did. But why do I feel like, first of all, I do have to say, I feel like there, you know how like you could have a full conversation with your facials, and we kind of already saw it when Huda crashed out and everybody was communicating with their facials and stuff. I feel like that was a unspoken potentially thing that they were gonna do anyway. Right? I'm going to move to Ace, and then Clark gonna move into you, and then we gonna save y'all or what. So they already knew they was gonna be saved, and I feel like it was like it could have been spoken, but it was an unspoken thing. So Taylor wasn't really phased by it because he figured Clark was gonna save him anyway. His reaction was like, dang, but he knew what it was gonna be. So she goes with Ace. Coco goes with Ace. It leaves Taylor vulnerable. Miss Clark stood up, ready to go and get Taylor. Now her man, hell, since Olandria ain't there for the moment. Okay. So then, who is now vulnerable? Nick. Nick Nack Paddywhack did not give that dog a bone. Okay. So Nick is standing up there, and baby, Ace up there just chilling. You hear what I say? When I tell y'all Ace up there just chilling, like everything is all good in the hood, like, yeah, like I know old girl finna stand up for my boy, so we good. Like I ain't even got nothing to worry about. And then, baby, he was hit with this. Okay? Talk about gagged. I mean gagged. I'm talking about in it. It was giving gagged in it. And I love this. And I'm not gonna hold you. But I loved it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did love it. That's what you get. You thought that your homeboy was so cool. You thought y'all was just gonna be able to, fly. I'm like a bird. I wanna fly away. You just thought that y'all was just smooth sailing, didn't you? Then you thought y'all were gonna, yeah, no, no. And did y'all catch my girl Jaden's face? Jaden was like, look for somebody else, boo, because it won't be me. Jaden's face was too damn funny to me because she was like, yeah. But as she started seeing it getting real, her face started to change. And I noticed that she wasn't trying to really look over there at Ace and them and stuff like that. Baby, I did think for me, I would have been happy either way. Because if she would have stood up, Austin would have been vulnerable and it would have been peace out. Okay, but you mean to tell me we get Nick? How can I be too upset with this? I can't be. I can't. And I said, looky, looky, looky. Not you standing in the same place as your boy Jeremiah was last week. Yeah. I love this moment. I'm not gonna hold y'all back. I loved every bit of it when he had to go home. Baby, Taylor was the first one to get up to run to his friend. You hear me? Run to that boy, hug on him. I said, baby, y'all know what was funny? The girls said something about when Olandria was leaving. Oh my God, what about Taylor? What about Taylor? Oh my God, Taylor's gonna crash out. I said, crash out over what? No, Taylor crashed out tonight, but he would definitely not crash out the same over Olandria. Now that you, quote unquote, left the villa, let's see if Taylor would leave the villa like you said that you would had he went home. Okay. So, yeah, I thought that was real funny. I'm like, girl, that boy, okay. I said, who finna crash out? Finna be Sierra. Sierra finna crash out and lose it. That Nick is gone. Just a little bit. Maybe she may crash. It may be a demure crash out. Okay, who knows? So, anywho, Ace and Taylor, baby, they was up there crying. The boys was in tears. The boys was crying, y'all. They was so hurt. They little musketeer is now gone. Okay? I felt like Taylor again gave more emotion to Nick than he did Olandria. All right. Baby, they even had Pepe up there crying too. Pepe was crying. I think TJ may have shared a few little tears. Taylor and Ace holding each other crying as old boy leaving. Um, Taylor hugging onto Nick, trying to have him a moment like Hannah and Charlie, Hannah and Pepe. I'ma miss you so much, man. I'ma miss you so much, bro. When I get out the villa, bro, I'ma find you, bro. I'ma miss you, bro. I love you, bro. All this whispering. But okay. So he was really sad. And I didn't care. I was laughing. I was laughing. So now y'all can feel that hurt just a piece. So Taylor and Ace holding each other, crying, telling each other how much they love each other and all of that. Right. And then he's like, bro, I never even expect this to be. I ain't expected to end like this, bro. I wasn't expecting this to be our last night like this, bro. I wasn't even expecting it. Yeah, expect the unexpected, Bookie. Now. And you could be next. Okay? So that's what's going on. And I was feeling like when I saw this, I had made a note to say that the way that they're moving makes me think that we're not going to have a movie night where they do flashbacks of things people said and done, right? I said, because if the hardcore players are gone, then what kind of movie night, like what we got? If it's only like, what, 3 more weeks left or whatever, like what do we have? And then we see Nick leaving the villa with this dramatic song. And I'm like, wait a minute, what y'all doing? These ain't the angles. This ain't the audio. This ain't the music that y'all be playing when somebody's exiting the villa. Then we see the cut to the vehicle pulling up. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, look, y'all, I thought Jeremiah was in the I thought Jeremiah was in the truck. I thought he was gonna pop out and say, surprise, bitch. Girl, that's crazy. So it happened to be Olandria. So Nick is walking like, who the hell? I'm like, what the hell? And she was like, Nick, come on, get in, hurry up. So I was like, okay, I like this. But producers, when did y'all make this decision? Was this always the plan, or is it a situation that America's fave and y'all's fave are the ones getting kicked out, so you're changing the plans a bit to bring them back into the game? To me, I do feel like Olandria is America's fave, whereas Nick may be the producer's fave in my personal. So what's going on? Now, it also took me back to the time when Miss Ariana said everybody is coming back. That's what Ariana said. Everybody's coming back to the villa. But I was not sure if she was saying everybody's coming back as in everybody over there in Casa, or the people that have left so far are coming back. Now, granted, there's no reason for everyone to come back. But, and then Jeremiah still may not come back, right? Who knows? They may bring Hannah back. But Olandria, out of everybody that was going to Casa Amor, even though we don't feel like she had a strong connection with Taylor, she still had a connection, right? Whereas Sierra and Nick had one as well. So maybe they're going to be bringing them back. And I'm like, yo, you can't just bring them two back. It can't be like, they got to be going to another part of the island to have a party or something. They're going to have to go over there and at least meet Jeremiah, Hannah, Nick, and Olandria. It has to be like that. See what y'all need to see of the season. Come back in, do the movie night, and then from there, maybe let people interact, see if some connections are still there, see if Hannah still has one with Pepe, see if Jeremiah still has one with old girl, do another recoupling potentially, and then that's the final thing. Get them up out of here. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But y'all, I did enjoy this episode. Seeing old boy get his ass kicked out was everything. Okay, that was everything to break those three guys up. But I don't know how they're gonna make their way back into the villa, or what the plan is. If they're just gonna show up for movie night or something. But I think it would just make sense. Have them come back for movie night and potentially rekindle to see if they would rather stay with the person they're with, or if they want to go back to an old love or something. Now, if Taylor decides to stick with Clark, it sucks for my girl Olandria because you're done. And so are you, Taylor, because I'm not voting for you, okay? Like I said, if Amaya gets far, I'll vote for her. But she got to have a good guy on her side. If not, I probably just won't vote and just let it be whatever it is. You feel what I'm saying? Just like whatever the votes are, that's what they are. But yeah. Okay. Period. All right. We have 800 plus in here, and we ain't even got 300 likes. It's crazy. If we could get to 400, 500, that would be awesome. Thank you so much for that, Brittany. Um, hold on one second. Let me pull that off. Let me bring this down and then pull it off. All right. Next up, somebody had a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Jalen did an interview and they asked him if he was going to find Olandria if she was single, and he said that no, because she did not open the door for him, so his door is closed. Ooh, I can't even blame him on that. I can't even blame him on that. If you didn't want me then, shoulder shrug. A very unfortunate situation. I hate that. I hate that for her. But it was a good episode. So you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below on how y'all felt about the episode. Ace is really going to be fuming when he sees Amaya picked over Olandria. Oh, he gonna be mad as hell again. He is obsessed. Ace's whole goal has been to get people out the villa that he does not like. Right? And I don't feel like other islanders have always moved like that. I feel like they moved based off of the situation as far as like how your coupling is going and stuff. Of course, they are going to try to keep some of their friends in because they don't want to see their friends go away. But he really be manipulating, trying to get the people out that he does not like. And the crazy part, it clearly seems like he's been successful aside from Amaya. Nick and Olandria have to come back as a couple, and then for the recoupling, they can't choose their original partners. That's the only way it's acceptable for them to come back, in my opinion. Interesting. Well, they don't have a lot of time to go, so I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea, but we shall see. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Jeremiah won't be there. Jeremiah is out. He has an interview with Nick Viles tomorrow. Okay, cool. I wonder what his background setting is going to be, and whether it's giving he's still in a hotel somewhere, or if he at home officially, like Jalen's was, because Jalen looked like he had made it back to Atlanta or Georgia. The only thing that could change things for me is if Jeremiah driving that car with Olandria and Nick. Oh, interesting. Oh, that would be crazy if both of them was in the front seat. But I will say that is kind of messed up. I would love to, like, y'all let me know your thoughts. If they bring back Olandria and Nick after they got kicked out of Casa, and keep in mind for new people watching the show, they don't typically kick anybody out from Casa. What they do is they allow you to choose whether you want to be with somebody in Casa or go back to the person you got in the villa. Okay? They don't really do this whole elimination thing. So if they only bring back those two, I think that's messed up. And it is going to give to me America's favorite, which is Olandria, and producer's favorite being Nick. And the producers had to pull a stunt. And when they pulled their stunt, they had to be fair about it. So they wanted to go ahead and pull Olandria in with it. I don't agree with that unless you're going to reach back and pull Jeremiah and Hannah in too. Just for the optics, just for the extraness of it all. Why not? Because honestly, if y'all know how y'all process is, world's kind of cheated a bit. Like, I don't really care for Hannah for real, but at the same time, she did have a stronger connection with Pepe than the other two girls, Amaya and Ira. Neither one of them had a connection. And the goal is for you to find your connection. And y'all kicked out two people that were connecting with somebody and kept folks that didn't have a connection. Is crazy. So that just makes sense to me. Not leave Hannah at the house. They may have Nick and Olandria sit and watch the show to get all caught up with us. That's what I wonder. Or they're probably gonna have them watch certain things. Yeah, they might. They might. I wonder. I'm ready for tomorrow night because I need to know how to. Well, no, tomorrow's Wednesday, so we won't get an episode tomorrow. We'll get one Thursday. So I'm ready for Thursday. And I hate that because I wanted to see the first look to see what is really given to us. But I'm ready to see How are they finna play this? What is this finna look like? Should be very, 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 very interesting. But that's all I got, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Please make sure that you're liking up the video. I appreciate all of you guys being here in the chat. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel as well, because we are trying to grow and we are trying to get closer to that 100,000 subscribers. So I would love for you to be a part of the community and make sure that you're subscribing. I'm Jamie, that's me. You can find me on social media at Jamie, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasted film. I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim, nigga.